class, and welcome back to my channel. This is Teacher Eman, and may nag-message sa akin na sana daw gumawa ako ng lecture about these three topic, which is dignity, rights, and common good. Okay, so if you are new to my channel, please like this video and then also subscribe and then click the notification bell. Okay, let's start. Dun muna tayo sa human dignity. So, human dignity, this is the definition mga nahanap ko. This refers to an individual or group sense of self-respect and self-worth, physical and psychological integrity and empowerment. It is something that can't be taken away, that each and every person has a value, are worthy of great respect, and must be free from slavery, manipulation, and exploitation. Okay, when we talk about human dignity, parang ito na lang yung respeto mo sa sarili mo. At ganun din dapat ang trato mo sa ibang tao. Hindi lang laging sarili mo iniisip mo na dapat respetuhin natin. So, human dignity kasi dito na yung pangalan mo na dapat hindi masisira ang pangalan mo, even pangalan ng pamilya mo. Kaya very important na binibigyan mo na respeto ang sarili mo at also ibang tao pagdating dito. Other definitions or meaning ng dignity or human dignity is the quality of being worthy of honor or respect. So, same din, di ba? The quality of state of being worthy, honored, or esteemed. So, pinapataas mo yung sarili mo, self-esteem mo. So, dignity is what separates human beings from animals. Kasi nga, di ba, ang mga hayop minsan, lalo ng mga tao, tinatrato nila ang mga hayop na talagang hayop na nga kinakawawa pa, di ba? Pero may mga ibang tao na gano'n din na ginagawa sa kapwa-tao. So, sana kahit paano, respetuhin din natin ang bawat isa. And even the dead, kailangan din natin bigyan ng dignity. So, we must treat the dying, even the dead, with dignity, with respect and realization that they are humans like us. So, kahit kang mga tao, di ba, kahit patay na lang, sana wag natin binabastos, di ba? Bigyan natin ng tamang burial, tamang paglibing. And since humans have dignity, they must be treated equally and each of them has to be accorded rights. So, ayan. So, lahat tayo, dahil meron tayong dignity, meron tayong tinatawag natin na rights or karapatan. So, dito na papasok ang topic natin about rights or human rights. So, before going with human rights, let's discuss first what's the definition of rights. So, rights are legal, social, or ethical principles of freedom or entitlement. These are often considered fundamental to civilization, for they are regarded as established pillars of society and culture, and the history of social conflicts can be found in the history of each rights and its development. Kasi kung makikita nyo, for example, in US, before there is a separation between the whites and then the black people. And yung mga black people, white considered them as slaves. Kaya nangyari nagkaroon ng right ng mga movement for the black people na magkaroon din sila ng rights. Kaya nagkaroon din because of this may mga conflict tayo na kung saan hanggang ngayon the black people are still struggling for their rights. Kaya nga nagkaroon tayo ng Black Lives Matter because of what recently happened sa isang black person na pinatay ng isang white na police. Diba? So hanggang ngayon, these rights are still struggling pa rin kasi nga hindi naman ganon kadali na kukuha natin ng rights natin even though may karapatan man tayo biang human beings. Okay. So pasok tayo sa Bill of Rights. So the Bill of Rights are natural rights, civil rights, political rights, economic rights, as well as rights of the accused before, during, and after trial. So, ibig sabihin, kahit mga tao nakakulong o sabihin natin mga kriminal, may mga karapatan pa rin sila. Human rights. So, these are rights inherent to all human beings, whatever our nationality, place of residence, sex, national or ethnic origin, color, religion, language, or any other status. So, ayan na nga, di ba? Being human itself, meron na tayong karapatan. Okay. So, expound pa natin ito. So, the human and the people's right are declaration of the Philippines kasi nga meron tayong batas regarding this. Okay, let's go with the first one. Individuals, society, and the state. So, we have a natural right to life and liberty and are equal in dignity. So, kung makikita natin, natural na siya, hindi siya kailangan mong hingiin. The fact na pinanganak ka sa isang bansa, meron na agad rights na naibibigay sa iyo. So, you have liberty, may karapatan ka maging malaya. But there are other countries na wala naman ito kasi nga it's nakalagay sa constitution nila. But here in the Philippines, we have this kind of rights. So, sinasabi dito, the highest standard of living for its citizens by eradicating social, economic, political, cultural, ethnic, and gender inequalities. So, ayun na nga, di ba? So, ang idea kasi na rights is that dapat pare-pareho tayo, pantay-pantay tayo. Kung anong meron ng isa, dapat meron din yung meron din karapatan yung isa. Hindi pwede yung mayaman lang siya, meron siyang special rights sa tayo mga may hirap, wala. Dapat ganon, kaya lang sa mga nakikita natin sa mga telenovela, parang hindi talaga pantay-pantay ang rights ng lahat ng tao. Ewan ko, ayun talaga kasing yung pinaportray ngayon ng mga palabas natin sa media. Okay, now let's go with civil rights. So, we have the right to life, liberty, security, and property. So, right to a transparent, credible, competent, and impartial justice system. Pag impartial, walang kinakampihan ng biases. So, free from influence and corruption, where wrongs are redresses and justice is dispensed fairly, speedily, and equitably. So, right to security and privacy of our persons and our homes. So, medyo, ito na nga parang, supposedly, masarap dapat mabuhay, di ba? So, the accused, ito rin sinasabi natin yung mga kriminal. Or, sinasabi natin parang, dahil accused pa lang siya, hindi pa naman napapatunayang kriminal, di ba? So, the accused is presumed innocent until proven guilty and shall enjoy the right against self-incrimination and the right to an independent and competent counsel, preferably of his own or her own personal choice. So, ayun nga, hanggat hindi pa nasasabi na isa ka na talagang kriminal, na sinabi ka ng guilty ka na, meron ka pa rin karapatan. Even kahit may sinasabi na meron ng mga witnesses against you, may karapatan ka pa rin paglaban ng sarili mo. Okay, detainees and prisoners. So, andito na tayo. Ito na talaga yung nahusgan na. So, they have the right to humane conditions of detentions with adequate food, space and ventilation, rest and recreation, sanitary and health services, and skills training. They have the right to communicate with counsel or the lawyer, family, and friends, and to be visited by them. But sadly, because ang Pilipinas masisikip ang mga bilangguan, nagsisiksikan na lang talaga sila. Kaya yung mga itong right na sasabi natin, yung main condition, yung iba talaga hindi na natakukuha ito. Okay, the right to practice their religious beliefs and to express themselves shall likewise not be denied. So, kahit mga nasa kulungan ka na, kung anong religion mo, pwede mo pa rin siya i-practice. Even tayo, syempre kung mga criminal nga kaya practice siya, syempre tayo pa mga malaya, ganun din. We can even choose what religion that we have. Okay, no person shall be subjected to arrest, searches, seizures, and detention without due process of law. Okay, hindi pwedeng basta-basta papasok na lang sa mga bahay nyo, tapos kukunin ka na lang, tapos ikukulong. Kailangan meron silang papeles na ipapakita na galing sa mga judge. Okay, then, right against involuntary disappearances like extrajudicial and summary killings, which is... Okay, now let's go with political rights. So, we have the right to live in a democracy and are entitled to enjoy its benefits. We have the right to determine, participate, and intervene and take actions in all matters that directly and indirectly affect our welfare. Kaya nga yung mga tao, di ba, pag nakikita nila inaapi na sila, pwede sila magreklamo. Di ba? Sa Constitution natin, pinapayagan tayo magprotesta at magrally. So, the freedoms of speech, press, association, and peaceful assembly shall at all times be recognized and protected by the states. O yun nga sinasabi ko sa inyo, di ba? Pwede tayong mag-rally talaga if we think na hindi na tamang ginagawa ng mga namumuno ng ating bansa. Okay, the right to deny a tyrannical, oppressive, and corrupt regime by means consistent with general principles of human rights. So, pwede natin ipaglaban. Like what happened doon sa panahon ni Marcos, na nagkaroon ng na nag-revolt ang mga Pilipino against the president. Tinatawag natin tyrant president. Okay, now let's go with number 4. Social and cultural rights. We have the rights to enjoy the highest standard of health. Okay? Kaya nga siguro ngayon pumasok na yung PhilHealth because kailangan matulungan din ng mga Pilipino kasi kung papasok ka sa mga private hospital, medyo malaki ang babayaran mo. So we have the right to a free, accessible, relevant, nationalistic, quality, gender, and cultural sensitive education. So, hindi pwede pag sinabi, ay, bakla ka, hindi ka pwede pumasok sa eskwela na ito. Ngayon, nagkakaroon ng mga issues tungkol dito. Dito nga sa Bicol, recently may graduate dito na isang LGBT member. Tapos, gusto, dapat magsuot siya lalaki. Kaya lang gusto yung magsuot ng babae. So, pinaglaban yung karapatan niya. So, during her graduation, naka-dress talaga siya. At pinayagan siya na eskwelahan. So, responsive to our needs which advances the culture of human rights. So, ito na nga yun. Children and youths have rights to special care, education, health, and protection from all forms of abuse, discrimination, exploitation, corruption, and condition affecting their moral development, and the best interest of the child shall always take precedence in the state's policies and laws. Kaya siguro sa bansa natin, meron tayong mga public schools para sa mga student na hindi kaya mag-aral ng mag-private school kasi part yan ng batas natin na dapat talaga lahat ng mga bata binabantayan, inalagaan, pinag-aaral. So ang government natin nakagawa yan, kaya nga tayo meron mga free public schools na supposedly dapat lahat ng bata walang maiiwan. Men and women have reproductive rights. The state shall recognize the rights of all couples and individuals to decide freely and responsibly the number, spacing, and timing of the children and to have the information and means to do so, and the right to attain the highest standard of sexual and reproductive health. The state shall also recognize the rights of couples of making decisions regarding reproduction free of discrimination, coercion, and violence as expressed in human rights documents. So, ayan. So, kaya, although minsan nagiging issue na rin yung overpopulation, especially in other countries like in China, kaya kinokontrol na nila ang dami ng anak. Pero in the Philippines, hindi pa rin naman. But, of course, the country is giving you freedom to choose kung anong klase yung gusto mo mangyari with regards to your reproductive health. If you want to use, for example, condoms, ganyan, or any other forms of yung pag-control ng pagkakaroon ng pagkakabuntis, tinutulungan tayo ng gobyerno dito. Pero, hindi pa rin naman tayo pinipigan ng gobyerno na, okay, bawal na kayo magkaanak. Diba? Tumutulong na sila in order to, parang, kasi nga, pag mas marami anak, mahirap bumuhay ng pamilya. Diba? Kaya doon pumapasok ang gobyerno kung saan nahihirapan ng mga pamilya natin dahil sa dami na ng anak. Okay, women have equal rights in civil, political, social, and cultural aspects of life. The state shall protect and defend them from discrimination, exploitation, trafficking, assault, battery, and other forms of abuse and violence. Kaya nga siguro ngayon, pag pumunta ka sa mga police station, meron tayong women's and children's desk. The indigenous and Moro peoples have the right to equality with all other peoples and against all forms of discrimination. Okay, even our Muslim brothers and sisters kasama na dito, and even the indigenous, yung mga talaga nasa bundok, nasa probinsya, so meron din silang karapatan. The state shall accord special protection to persons with disabilities. They have the rights to enjoyment of equal opportunity as well as appropriate and accessible social services, education, employment, rehabilitation, and social security. So, dapat wala tayong dinidiscriminate na porket may disability sila, hindi sila pwede pumasok sa kainan nyo, sa building nyo, ganyan, hindi pwede. Kailangan bigyan natin sila ng equal opportunity and also rights. Other persons shall be given preferential treatment by the state that shall be given priority in terms of accessible social security and then health. Kaya nga siguro tayo may SSS. Okay, now let's go with economic rights. We have the right to a nationalistic and independent economic policy protected from foreign denomination and intrusion. We have the right to equal access to employment opportunities and professional advancement. The right to own land should be limited to Filipinos and shall be guided by the principle of stewardship and subject to the demands of the common good. Okay, so with regards to this, ayun na nga, di ba? Kailangan Filipino first pa rin. Okay, for the fisher folks, yung mga natin mga isda, shall have the right to access to fishing grounds, to protection from foreign intrusions, and local, large-scale, and commercial fishing businesses, to genuine aquatic reforms, and to the preservation and protection of communal fishing grounds. Okay, medyo mahirap dito kasi nga 'di ba, meron tayong mga issues kung saan mga Filipino fishermen natin pinapaalis, minsan nga hinuhost pa ng mga Chinese Coast Guard nga, 'di ba? Kaya dapat may ginagawa dito ang ating government kasi karapatan ito ng mga ating mga isda na dapat makapangisda sila sa ating karagatan. Okay, we have the preferential rights to the judicious cultivation, utilization, and preservation of our natural resources, which will ensure an ecological balance that can support and sustain the total physical and economic well-being of every person, family, and community. Next, the marginalized and the vulnerable sectors shall have preferential access or control to credit and microfinance and the right to skills and livelihood training which shall contribute to the constant improvement of our lives. Kaya siguro dito pumasok yung TESDA. Kasi ngayon TESDA, nakakapagbigay siya ng training sa ating mga kababayan na kung saan hindi niya kaya mag-aral sa isang formal college or hindi na kaya mag-high school, pero gusto niya na makapagtrabaho, so binibigyan natin sila ng chance or binibigyan sila ng ating bansa ng chance na magkaroon ng special skills, 'di ba? At kung ayaw mo naman magtrabaho at gusto mo na lang magkaroon ng business, dito ka rin pwede ka rin pumasok sa TESDA. Okay, last topic, collective rights. So we have the right to self-determination. These rights provides us with the freedom to develop ourselves as people, preserve our culture, and retain our national identity. We have the right to a clean, safe, and sustainable environment that supports an equitable quality of life. Ecological balance must be preserved in the pursuit of national development, because the capacity of our resources to continue supporting our daily needs is limited. We have the right to a social order which is conducive to peace and development. It is the duty of the state to undertake a comprehensive peace process that reflects the sentiments, values, and principles important to all the peoples of the Philippines. Kaya nga siguro may mga police tayo, may mga soldiers tayo, di ba? Kaya nga siguro pag high school tayo, meron tayong CAT, pag nag-college tayo, may ROTC. Kasi nga, kailangan din ng social order. Actually nga, pag di ba kapag nagkakaroon tayong issue about this, di ba talagang nagiging national issue siya. Kunyari, di ba, threats from other countries, ganyan. So, we are always looking for social order. Ayaw kasi natin ng gera or gulo. Okay, let's go to our last topic, the common good. Common good which benefits society as a whole in contrast to the private good of individuals and the sections of society. In effect, the notion of the common good is a denial that society is and should be composed and atomized individuals living in isolation from one another. Okay, so it is also the commonwealth, general welfare, or public benefit. Refers to either what is shared and beneficial for all or most members of a given community, or alternatively, what is achieved by citizenship, collective action, and active participation in the realm of politics and public service. Actually, sinabi natin common good. it's common good versus private good. Kasi pag private good, you are always thinking of yourself kung ano nakakabuti sa'yo. But if we're talking about common good, ito yung nakakabuti sa marami. Or kung hindi man marami, sana lahat. Kaya nga, this common good is always applicable sa ating mga tao sa gobyerno, which is ito nga, supposedly kung papasok ka sa gobyerno, alam mo dapat idea ng common good. Hindi ka papasok sa politika dahil gusto mong yumaman. Dapat pumasok ka sa politika dahil gusto mong mag-serve sa iyong mga kapwa Pilipino. Kaya nga ito yung hinahanap sa public service. Kasi nga dapat gagawa ka ng policy ng batas, dapat nakakabuti ito sa marami or sa lahat. Kaya nga kapag nagkakaroon ng corruption, nagagalit dito ang mga taong bayan kasi inelect ka namin eh. You were supposed to be the person na magre-represent sa amin. Kaya hindi dapat ang pangsarili mo lang iniisip, kundi pangkalahatan. Kaya nga ngayon, di ba, ngayon pa lang, it's already 2020. So, iniisip ng tao, sino kaya magandang maging presidente? Kasi supposedly, the next president should be someone who is selfless. Di ba? Someone who practices the idea of common good. Okay, so that's it for my topic for today. So, thank you very much for watching. So again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And then if you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and also hit the notification bell. And I will see you again on my next topic for UCSP.